Hi everyone, I hope you all are safe and I hope you all are doing fine. I know you all have been waiting for this particular video, the one about personal vibrations and how to raise your personal vibrations. I think this is one video which is, or rather, this is one content which is going to be helpful not just in the lockdown or COVID-19 situation, but always. So I wanted to keep this really short and really practical, very to the point tips. What can you do to raise your own personal vibrations? Now, when do you need to raise your personal vibrations? My answer, anytime. But there are certain places where you should be extra conscious of raising your personal vibrations. Suppose you've been into a toxic situation, suppose you've gotten into an argument, suppose there's some kind of stress around you, there's fear, there's anxiety. That is the time you need to do these small tips to raise your personal vibrations. And like in the current situation, I see a lot of people who are talking to me about anxiety, about stress. They're worried about immunity, they're worried about infections. And while scientifically we're doing our best, it doesn't cost anything to add these little changes to our lifestyle, to our daily lives, so that we can actually increase the vibrations of our body. Now, when we vibrate on a higher level, it is difficult for anything with low energy to penetrate our aura, basically. Now, when a lot of times people have heard me talking about energy, they've heard me talking about the pran energy, the shi. What is it actually? So see, this energy has different names. In China it's called she. A lot of people also pronounce it as qui, but it's actually she. And then there's this life force, there's the universal energy. I call it the pran energy, or rather we call it the pran energy. So it is basically the energy that surrounds us, it is the energy that we give out. It's basically vibes. In simple words, it's vibes. So we need to make our vibes stronger, we need to make our aura stronger, and we need to be fitter, not just emotionally, physically, mentally, but also on a more vibrational and spiritual level. So initially I was thinking a lot about what kind of content should I share. Should it be all about uh, aura and chakras and everything? But then I wanted to create a video which anybody and everybody could apply, because I think there are a lot of videos out there, there are a lot of people out there who will talk about all these things in details. But I think now, when we are actually not able to step out of our homes, and we don't really have anything available online, so these simple tips with simple things that are available in our home will raise our vibration. So that's what I zeroed down upon, that this is what I need to talk about today. Secondly, there are a lot of alternate healing practices, various modalities, whether you call it Reiki, whether you call it giving each other energy, whether it's general cleansing, grounding. But like I said, I didn't want to use any of these heavy words or techniques that would take time to understand and to practice. And in normal circumstances, I would have suggested crystals being my forte. But I thought not everybody has a suitcase full of crystals in their homes like we, so I decided to leave that out. So we'll start with the very simple things and the basics that are available around us. One thing that you all need to do is breathe. While we do it all day long, all our lives, involuntary, I think when you're wanting to raise your vibration, it's time that you actually start focusing on your breath. This is also the simple version of meditation. A lot of people ask me, what is meditation? How do we calm ourselves down? Meditation does not mean to sit in an asana for hours. We are not sadhus, and this is not satyog. That's not possible. When I want to do my meditation, I'm actually thinking about what's happening in the kitchen and about my toddler who's been quiet for 5 minutes, and anything can happen when he's quiet. So leaving that apart, breathe. That is the simplest form of meditation and the simplest way to calm you down. This is extra helpful for all those people who are suffering from blood pressure. Just breathe. And when you breathe, when I say breathe and when I say focus on your breath, I mean just be conscious that you've just taken in breath and you've just let out the breath. Once you do that, start doing that, and you'll realize almost instantly your mind calms down, the chatter is gone, and you feel more relaxed. And it also focus on taking in so much more air, and you'll realize that we're only breathing to the half of our capacity, half of our lungs capacity. So breathe fully, focus. Do it just twice a day, maybe for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and you will be surprised by how it affects you. So that is the first thing. For all those people who smoke and drink, I know a lot of people are on chutti, a lot of people are at home, a lot of people are doing the chilling thing. But if you smoke and if you drink, I would suggest, particularly people who smoke, because in my prior videos I've spoken about how the air element is going to be very helpful this year. But you cannot be, the way it is, it's amplified. Whatever you chant, whatever you how should I put it, whatever, the way you chant or the way you send your energies to the universe, send your prayers to the universe, even if it's in the form of dhoop batti, it's amplified this year. This year you have to remember this. And smoke is not something you'd like amplified around you. So for all those people who smoke, I would suggest, even people who drink should reduce it for some time, because that really lowers your vibration since it numbs your senses. But specifically for people who smoke, you need to cut down on your smoking, at least for the time being, at least jab tak everything doesn't settle down a bit. Then I have my little diary here. I've noted all my points here, so I'm constantly looking here. Okay. Then next point that I wanted to talk about was relax your jaws. A lot of time when people come to me and they talk about stress, they talk about depression, they talk about how they can't concentrate or anything, and they want some crystals or they want certain chakras. And particularly people who complain of shoulder pain, back pain, lower back, upper back, the first thing I tell them is just relax your jaw. Relax your jaw. So I think the first thing that you need to do is, every time you feel a little agitated, you feel a little anxious, or simply have strange pains in your upper body, particularly your shoulders, your back, your lower back. I understand the Kamvali Bai is not coming, and a lot of people will say that is what is giving us backaches. But even for those of you, I'm in the same boat, trust me. So you need to just relax your jaw. So when you're doing this meditation of breathing, after that, just lower your lower jaw a bit, leave it loose, and move it a bit right and left. And do this 3 or 4 times, whatever number appeals to you. I think even 2 would do. And you will suddenly feel your shoulders as if a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. Try it. I would love to know what you think about this one. Next thing is, I think this is very simple. Our nannies and our daddies have been saying this for like ages. Use garlic and ginger. And I'll tell you why. Garlic is something which has been used in protective magic forever. There's a reason why it's used along with silver, as vampire hunters used to use it. So it's part of protective magic, and ginger aids energy. So one thing creates a protective layer, and of course it has all those medical benefits also that we've been reading and listening to for a long time now. So garlic is protective magic. Ginger has a more energizing property. So that is why both of them used together do wonders for your body. And when you do use them, don't cook them too much in the tadka. Let that little rawness be there. It is the smell which actually helps. So if the smell just goes away, if you cooked it that much, I think you've already ruined the magical properties of it. So keep that in mind. Next, chant. I have spoken a lot about it, I think, in the last video also, but chant, whatever your faith allows, do that. If nothing else, a simple om would do, or just breathe with a loud humming noise. That will immediately align your chakras and also repair any tears in your aura. Chanting does that. That humming and that activating of chakras, it does that to you. Next is get enough sleep. One major issue, I think, which everybody is facing during this lockdown thing is, we do a lot during the day, or we sleep a lot during the day. And then we don't do anything at the night. Me particularly, near the full moon, I have a lot of difficulty falling asleep. But with me, it's something which happens almost every full moon, because the energy is so much, and that my sensory perceptions become a bit too receptive. So, but this is happening to a lot of people, that we're spending a lot of time on Netflix and on the internet during the nights. Don't try not to do that. Sleep well, because you need those 8 hours of sleep to actually heal your body emotionally, mentally, physically, and you need time. Your aura needs time to repair. So sleep well. Try and sleep at least 8 hours, and that doesn't mean till 10 or 11 in the morning. Try and sleep on time. You can catch up on the Netflix in the afternoons if you can. Then one of my favorite remedies, foot soaks. I've been talking about them forever. Soak your feet, dip your feet in warm water. If you have Epsom salt, good enough. If you have energized salts like the ones that I made, good enough. If you don't have any of these, a normal ghar ka salt would do. You don't need sea salt, you don't need rock salt, you don't need anything else. You just need normal ghar ka salt. Put that. Put any of the herbs that you're interested in or you like. If you have some dried lavender, nothing like it. If you have green tea, nothing like it. Put that in the water too. Soak your feet into it and just breathe, focus for 5 to 10 minutes, and when you feel you're done, just flush the water down the toilet. Don't throw it on the floor. It has to go back to Gaia to take all that negativity back. So do this foot soak. Also, I created this little bit of a ritual that I give away with my salts. So anybody of you who's interested in that, just do drop me a message and I'll be more than glad to share it with you all. Then the last thing, the fragrances. I love aromatherapy, but this is not the time where all of you can actually go out and pick up essential oils or use any of those aromatherapy products. So I zeroed down on 3 basic scents that you will all have it at your home, and you can make fully also help you during this time. So one is mint. I think mint is in abundance right now. Eat mint, eat green chutney, make detox water out of that mint, and put a little dried mint powder in your foot soak baths, anything. So mint is one. Orange juice is going to help you. Eating oranges is going to help you. Putting orange peels at strategic locations in your house to get that fresh smell is going to help you. And lastly, vanilla. I think each house has a vanilla essence bottle. So try and add a little bit of vanilla in your milkshakes, in wherever you can use it, and even in that foot soak water, because these 3 scents, particularly this time, vanilla is naturally energizing, orange is again energizing, mint is calming and protective. So 3 of these fragrances which are there in your home, which should be easily available at every home, will do wonders for you. Please do use them in whichever way you can. That being said, I promise to keep it short, so I think I'll wrap it up here.